Engine, great on the highway. Great. What do you think is the highest economy I got? I'll tell you the area economy claim is 26.
Yeah. What is the highest you got? 19, 18.
31.
What?
There was a 245 kilometer stretch, which is on this side of Anuskura Ghat. Just starting the Anuskura Ghat, there's a petrol pump. I'm forgetting the name of the place, but it's right in the beginning. Then you go through the bad road section and the broken road or whatever, climb the ghat,
up.
come the other side.
And
Then
which is
there are
full
two more.
twisty until.
There are two more ridges. Do that, then come out on the highway at Karad. I stopped at the Shell station before Pune. Remember the one before the toll booth?
Yeah.
245 kilometers later. 31. The only thing I will tell you is I was not pushing. I was going reasonably quickly, but I wasn't pushing, which means I'm not full throttle acceleration everywhere. I was just saying, if I were to be doing this on, let's say, a 12-day tour, then you can't afford to ride like that. It consumes too much energy. So what if I was in a good pace and holding a good pace? So am I going slowly? No. But am I trying to go down 3 gear changes and overtake everything as fast as I can? Also no. When I did that, it fell to 20.
Okay.
Now, which is why this 14-liter tank doesn't bother me anymore.
Yeah, 40 felt ridiculous.
Yeah, it doesn't bother me anymore because I can genuinely see that if you ride this bike well, a genuine real-world 360 kilometer range is easily possible. Now, we rode the Himalayan and this bike.
And you had luggage on?
I had luggage on the bike. So I rode this bike and the Himalayan back to back, 300 kilometers, highway only, more or less. And by highway, I mean 4-lane highway, 6-lane highway, lot of 2-lane highway, and a lot of back roads as a combination. On that 300 kilometer loop, the KTM constantly showed 25 kilometers per liter. The Himalayan showed 28.5 kilometers per liter. But when we filled gas, 1 liter difference.
Okay.
So as far as I'm concerned, if you're deciding between the Himalayan and the Adventure, the economy is not going to make a dent. Whether you need a 17-liter tank or will you manage with a 14-liter tank is the decision you have to make.
I would have liked maybe 16, 17.
I think just to make the point that the Duke is not a tourer, this bike is the tourer. Yeah. If it had 1.5 liters more than the Duke, I think it logically would have made sense. Would they be able to make this bike as narrow as it is with that? I'm not sure.
Yeah, because given that the separation between the models as ideas itself is very nicely fleshed out for people who are looking to travel, right? That way would have.
Yeah, so I agree. Functionally, is there a problem? I don't think so. But could they have done this better by adding a little bit of range and capacity to this and just fleshing the idea of a travel bike out further? Yes, I think the opportunity was
Ladakh ready.
It's okay.
Yeah.
Since we are talking about the engine still, this is a ADV / off-road bike where the exhaust is under the engine. Pro, they save 2 kilos by not having an end can. Pro, they have mass centralization happening because of it, which is one of the reasons why the bike feels so weightless, because all the catcoil and all the heavy bits are tucked right up under the engine. But in the same breath, what happens when you have a water crossing? So this is the official line from KTM, and there was a video to show this happening. They said the system is designed to have baffles that prevent water from being sucked into the engine. Typical motorcycle wading tests are done at 300 mm. That bike passes a 400 mm wading test, which means up to the top of the crash bar roughly, if there is water, this bike will not die.
That's okay in the sense that for me as a system standpoint, that's okay. Because as long as the engine is on, you don't have a problem.
So the video has somebody switch off the engine.
Oh, they do switch it off.
Then they switch it back on and ride out of the water.
Oh, okay, then cool.
Also, the journalists had a water crossing and they basically took I'm going to say 15, 16 of these bikes and they spent most of the rest of the day going through the water and splashing each other. None of their bikes, as far as I can tell, died out of this.
Okay. Cool.
There was some side discussion about do we need an upswept exhaust or not. I don't think it is going anywhere. If it happens as an accessory, good. Do you need it? No.
Okay. So aside from the weight and the cost saving and the mass centralization, any other reason they stated why they didn't do it? Because that's the norm for all the ADVs, right?
Yeah, they basically said, look, we could save 2 kilos on the bike and we could mass centralize more. And it doesn't have a water problem, so why the hell do you need the exhaust there?
Because generally,
as a traveler, mounting saddlebags and stuff, there is no exhaust there to burn anything. I think you actually earned something.
Listen, this has been fun, and I think we should take this to the next level. I think our relationship's ready for it. And if you're ready, head to the MotorInc channel, where this 3-minute video ends up expanding into a hour-long video, which would be a great way for us to spend time when you're taking a jog, in a flight, commuting to work or back. We'd love to hang out more.